Yesterday 4:03 p.m. Updated yesterday 7:51 p.m. Scroll staff share tweet email Reddit print share tweet email Reddit print FIFA World Cup by Scroll staff published yesterday 4:03 p.m. Updated yesterday 7:51 p.m. AFP Phil Coutinho, 91 foot Neymar, 97 feet, feature, Neymar and the question of escaping man marking. Read here. FT, 2-0 Brazil. That's all from St. Petersburg. Tune in for the Nigeria vs Iceland game here. FT, 2-0 Brazil. 23 attempts for Brazil today, with 9 on target. Two-thirds of the possession for Tights men as Brazil completed more than thrice the passes that Costa Rica did. FT, 2-0 Brazil. This is what it means to Neymar. He thought he had a penalty, but VAR ruled out a soft spot kick. The 26-year-old did get his goal though, getting his 56th goal in Brazil colors. Full time and it's 2-0 to Brazil. Phil Coutinho and Neymar snuck it home for Tights men. For 90 minutes, Costa Rica frustrated Brazil as the Selecao looked blunted in attack. Keylor Navas and his defense were tested, yet hardly stretched by the South Americans. Unconvincing, but ultimately priceless 2-0 win for Brazil. 97, GOAALLL. Neymar scores, 2-0 Brazil. Douglas Costa runs clear as Costa Rica are caught on the break, but the Juventus attacker squares it to Neymar, who shins it home. 94, Firmino comes close, 1-0 Brazil. The Liverpool forward plays it in for Neymar, who returns it to him, but Firmino shoots it wide from 4 yards. Really should have been 2-0, the story of the match summarized in one attack. 91, GOAALLL, Roberto Firmino heads it down for Jesus, who turns only for Coutinho to steam in and poke the ball in between Navas' legs. Brazil finally have their breakthrough as Tight is overjoyed. Jesus is replaced by Fernandinho. 6 minutes added, 87, Casemiro tries his luck now. 0-0, the defensive midfielder receives the ball outside the box but his grounded shot is pouched comfortably by Navas. Los Chicos have 3 minutes of the regulation 90-plus injury time to not concede. 84, it's raining yellows here. 0-0, no cards for a long time, but Neymar, Coutinho and Costa Rica's Acosta have all been booked in succession. Bjorn Kuipers is putting his foot down, as Coutinho's loopy shot falls into Navas' arms. VAR gets it 100% right. Neymar dived and justice was done. That's exactly what VAR is for. Gary Lineker, at Gary Lineker, June 22, 2018. 80, no penalty. 0-0, replays showed that Neymar had gone down with a feather touch from Gonzalez. Too soft is an understatement, but the referee doesn't show the Brazilian frontman a yellow for simulation. 78, penalty. Brazil have a chance to win it here. 0-0, Neymar received the ball in the box as Gonzalez seemed to have brought him down. Costa Rica with a VAR review here. 72, what a miss from Neymar. 0-0, the Brazilian number 10 is through on goal but shots above the bar. Oh dear, Neymar, it's not his day. 68, Paulino with a foul inside Costa Rica's box. 0-0, Douglas Costa has injected urgency into Brazil's game but their finishing and movement inside the box has been lackluster. They've struggled to get beyond the trio of Duarte, Acosta and Gonzalez. Roberto Firmino replaces Paulino as Tight goes for an attacking switch. 64, Neymar hits one from distance. 0-0, the 26-year-old takes one from outside the box with his left but he can't get it past Navas. Brazil now have 14 shots, with 4 of those on target. 60, Brazil pile on the pressure again. 0-0, Neymar breaks at pace but his cross-field pass to Douglas Costa is poorly controlled, and Brazil lose a good opening to score. Tight looks annoyed on the touchline. At this rate, got to wonder if Brazil are even going to score. 0-0, at the other end, Neymar's shot is saved by Navas and Coutinho's Fizlow attempt is straight at the keeper who catches it at the second attempt. 54, substitution for Costa Rica. 0-0, Marcos Arana is taken off for Christian Bolaños, who became the first Costa Rican to participate in 3 World Cups after he came on against Serbia previously. Brian Ruiz has been around for centuries and is somehow only 32. It's getting tougher for Los Ticos to keep them out. 46, we have kickoff in St. Petersburg, as Brazil have a substitution. 0-0, Douglas Costa is in, as Willian is taken off. Substitute Paulino with Fred, Neymar with Costa, Jesus with Firmino if Brazil won't win this match. This one from South Korea in Japan finished 5-2 to the Samba boys. HT, 0-0. Brazil have 7 attempts on target, to Costa Rica's 3. They have 64% possession and have made more than double the passes of their opponents. Halftime and Brazil have some scoring to do. 0-0, it's been domination but sterile domination and Keylor Navas hasn't been bothered enough. Costa Rica will be happy with a point given the strength of this Selecao side. Anybody else feel like the cameraman on? 0-0, Los Ticos make a rare foray up front but the Inter Milan centre-back is unshakable. 1 minute of added time. How Brazil must be wishing they could replace Neymar with Cheryshev. 0-0, Marcelo cuts in from the left and take one with his left, as Navas gathers this easily. Shot numero uno on target. Lots of missed opportunities on the Brazilian side, the conversion rate needs to increase. 0-0, although it feels like Brazil have attacked at will, the game is yet to witness its first shot on target. Marcelo's looked like Brazil's most creative outlet. 31, Oviedo clears as Neymar reaches deep. 0-0, the Costa Rican left-back heads out a dangerous cross from Neymar as the Selecao smell blood here. 28, Neymar is through but Navas blocks. 0-0, the PSG forward was played in on goal but the Real Madrid goalie got down well to block his progress. This match is heating up, as Brazil crank up the pressure. Why does he keep pronouncing Jesus wrong? It's YH not AJ. Still, 0-0 as Brazil await the initial breakthrough. 23, Thiago Silva gets up for the free kick but can't get his header on target. Costa Rica are proving hard to break down, and it will require something extra special, like a Coutinho long ranger to beat Navas and the defense. 0-0, 18, Neymar is fouled for the 3rd time today, as Costa Rica take the PSG man down. Another free kick but Navas catches it comfortably at the far post. 0-0. Costa Rica should be scoring that. Bit of a theme with the underdogs not converting their chances in this World Cup. Celso Borges runs into the box and shoots far post. Alisson watches as it trickles past his far post. Warning signs for the Selecao there. 0-0. 8. Neymar has a free kick in a dangerous position as Costa Rica have to defend this. Keylor Navas arranges his wall. 0-0. Neymar moving the ball faster. Hopefully someone's had a word. 0-0 as Brazil warm up with initial attacks. 0-1, we have kickoff in St. Petersburg. Brazil play in blue, as Costa Rica play in white, the same as the color of the shirts when they beat Brazil 3-0 at the 1960 Pan American Cup. 5:25 p.m., the starters are out. The national anthems are being sung. It's time for some samba action. Pelé thinks getting past Keylor Navas will be tough. It's game day for Brazil. We will have to be at our best to score past a goalkeeper like Keylor Navas. But I feel good about it. Hoje acute dia de jogo da Selecao. Nós precisamos estar no auge para marcar contra goleiro como Keylor Navas. Mossi US com bom pressentimento. pic.twitter.com/CGCJT, Pelé, at Pelé, June 22, 2018 5:20 p.m. On this day 32 years ago, Diego Maradona handled and shot his way to glory against England. from Bishalar's piece, the animosity had reached fever pitch building up to the game. England's hooligans and Argentina's own set of ultras, the Barra Bravas, were embroiled in a brawl on the streets of Mexico City. 5:10 p.m. Brazil haven't lost in the group stage for 20 years, their last defeat coming at the hands of Norway at France, 98. Fagner and family had an emotional moment when the Brazilian squad was announced and the video subsequently went viral. The Corinthians right-back received his shot at the big time when Dani Alves got injured in the months leading up to Russia. Fagner almost died aged 6 as he cut his arm while playing with his brother, and had to be operated on as he had lost a lot of blood. He was unable to move his hand following the surgery, but his dad sold the family car to finance another operation. Costa Rica President Carlos Alvarado spoke to the squad the day before their match against Brazil. He had words of wisdom and encouragement for them. 5 p.m. The only change to tight side is right-back Fagner, who comes in for the injured Danilo. Brazil continuing their 4-2-3-1 formation with Casemiro and Paulino sitting deepest. Neymar on the left, Willian on the right, Gabriel Jesus up front with Phil Coutinho behind him. 4:50 p.m. Oscar Gonzalez, Costa Rica's coach, was on the field when they faced Brazil at the 1990 World Cup, as the North Americans lost 0-1 to a goal from Muller. As Switzerland lock horns with Serbia tonight, hear from the man, Sherdendex Hakari himself, on fleeing Kosovo to move to the Alps and more in this Players' Tribune piece. 4:40 p.m. Costa Rica have their work cut out tonight, as Brazil won 9 of their 10 internationals against the CONCACAF team. The Selecao's only loss against Los Ticos came in 1960. On this day 16 years ago, South Korea became the first Asian nation to make a World Cup semi. 4:30 p.m. A look back at Brazil's first game and what they need to do going forward. Bright start, but fell apart once they conceded the equalizer against the Swiss. Neymar came in for some heavy-handedness from the opposition, but the PSG star should expect more of that during this World Cup. Phil Coutinho's goal aside, very little to write about their opening draw. Fred could be the man to reignite the spark in midfield, with Gabriel Jesus receiving little to no service in the opener. Pre-tournament favorites, but opponents are ready to stonewall and hack the Samba boys down if required. Brazil's attack others need to start pressurizing the opposition up front in order to create time and space for Neymar. Jesus started, but Roberto Firmino could be well worth a punt from the start, for tight. 4:25 p.m. A reminder of where Brazil stand. 4:20 p.m. on Thursday, a South American powerhouse played their crucial second game after a 1-1 draw in their first game. The result, a 3-0 thrashing. What went wrong for Argentina? Messi got Argentina here. Messi is still their greatest. Messi, one could go on. But in the moment his team needed him most, Messi went missing. He was far from the only Argentina player to have an absolute stinker, but given the heights he has scaled in his career, he was undoubtedly the biggest underperformer. The Argentine superstar had 49 touches against Croatia, but only 2 came inside the opposition box. In the first half, he had just 20 touches, spending huge swaths of time on the right flank, watching the game from a distance, watching like someone who didn't want to be involved. Read more from Ashish Magotra here. 4:13 p.m. Team news is in Nice and early, and yes, Brazil fans. Neymar Jr. is in the starting 11, graphic, at FIFA World Cup, Twitter, 4:06 p.m. Neymar can do anything and everything on the football pitch. But against Switzerland, he just wasn't allowed to. Neymar draws players to himself. Every opposition coach knows that if the Brazilian is allowed to run free, he will cause havoc and they all attempt to put a leash on him. Switzerland did that by asking Valone Barami to be his shadow at all times, and then as soon Neymar would get the ball in the final third, 3 to 4 players would be onto him in a flash. On Sunday, movement with the ball was a luxury for Neymar. But then, this is the fate of the legends. From Pele to Johan Cruyff, from Lionel Messi to Ronaldo and everyone else in between. The opposition knows they are good and will do everything in their power to stop them. The greats don't have it easy. They never do. What will Neymar do against Costa Rica? Maybe take a leaf out of Pele's book. Read more here. 4:03 p.m. Hello all and welcome to the Fields Live blog of the Group E encounter between Brazil and Costa Rica. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say it's been a dark few hours for a South American powerhouse. After Argentina's, frankly, embarrassing defeat, Brazil take the field looking for their first win, much like La Albiceleste did last night. Can Neymar and co step against Costa Rica? Support our journalism by subscribing to Scroll Here. We welcome your comments at letters@scroll.in. Brazil, Costa Rica World Cup Russia 2018 FIFA World Cup Neymar sponsored content by published June 11, 2018 11:26 a.m. Getty Images Share tweet email Reddit print Share tweet email Reddit print In June 2018, a distressed whale in Thailand made headlines around the world. After an autopsy, its cause of death was determined to be more than 80 plastic bags it had ingested. The pictures caused great concern and brought into focus the urgency of the fight against single-use plastic. This term refers to use and throw plastic products that are designed for one-time use, such as takeaway spoons and forks, polythene bags, styrofoam cups, etc. In its report on single-use plastics, the United Nations Environment Programme, UNEP, has described how single-use plastics have a far-reaching impact in the environment. Dense quantity of plastic litter means sites such as the distressed whale in Thailand aren't uncommon. Plastic products have been found in the airways and stomachs of hundreds of marine and land species. Plastic bags, especially, confuse turtles who mistake them for jellyfish, their food. They can even exacerbate health crises, such as a malarial outbreak, by clogging sewers and creating ideal conditions for vector-borne diseases to thrive. In 1988, poor drainage made worse by plastic clogging contributed to the devastating Bangladesh floods in which two-thirds of the country was submerged. Plastic litter can, moreover, cause physiological harm. Burning plastic waste for cooking fuel and in open-air pits releases harmful gases in the air, contributing to poor air quality especially in poor countries where these practices are common. But plastic needn't even be burned to cause physiological harm. Toxic chemical additives in the manufacturing process of plastics remain in animal tissue, which is then consumed by humans. These highly toxic and carcinogenic substances, benzene, styrene, etc., can cause damage to nervous systems, lungs and reproductive organs. The European Commission recently released a list of top 10 single-use plastic items that it plans to ban in the near future. These items are ubiquitous as trash across the world's beaches, even the pristine, seemingly untouched ones. Some of them, such as styrofoam cups, take up to 1,000 years to photodegrade, the breakdown of substances by exposure to UV and infrared rays from sunlight disintegrating into microplastics, another health hazard. More than 60 countries have introduced levies and bans to discourage the use of single-use plastics. Morocco and Rwanda have emerged as inspiring success stories of such policies. Rwanda, in fact, is now among the cleanest countries on earth. In India, Maharashtra became the 18th state to effect a ban on disposable plastic items in March 2018. Now India plans to replicate the decision on a national level, aiming to eliminate single-use plastics entirely by 2022. While government efforts are important to encourage industries to redesign their production methods, individuals too can take steps to minimize their consumption and littering of single-use plastics. Most of these actions are low on effort, but can cause a significant reduction in plastic waste in the environment, if the return of Olive Ridley turtles to a Mumbai beach are anything to go by. To know more about the single-use plastics problem, visit Planet Our Plastic portal, National Geographic's multi-year effort to raise awareness about the global plastic trash crisis. From microplastics in cosmetics to haunting art on plastic pollution, Planet Earth Plastic is a comprehensive resource on the problem. You can take the pledge to reduce your use of single-use plastics. Here. This article was produced by the Scroll marketing team on behalf of National Geographic, and not by the Scroll editorial team.